This is a public service announcement. Please listen closely. This message is being broadcast throughout every city and town in North America. The purpose of this message is to warn all civilians of a threat that has been identified and located in several built-up areas. Please listen closely, this is not a drill. Please listen closely, this is not a drill. To all residents of North America, a threat has been identified in several locations across several states. A creature that has been reported to have killed in total dozens of people so far. The exact number is not known. It does not discriminate between civilians, soldiers, genders or ages. With data collected so far, we know that there have been only 3 known recorded survivors who have encountered this creature and not been harmed in any way. At the time, none of these 3 people, who consisted of an elderly man, a young woman and her child, knew they were in danger until a considerable amount of time later, when stories began to circulate around the increasing number of missing people. It is speculated that the only reason these 3 people were spared is because they were sick at the time. The elderly man passed away due to COVID just a few weeks after giving his official report to police. The mother and her child also tested positive for COVID, though both made a full recovery. Statements taken from these 3 who survived their encounter with the creature have currently not been released. This is happening now, and is a real and serious threat. Please continue listening while more information about this creature is given. Your regular scheduled program will resume shortly where interrupted. How can you recognize this creature? And why is it so dangerous? This creature is an unusual creature not natural to our world. It has been given the specific name of MEB, and appears to be some sort of giant insect or crustacean-like organism. MEB makes use of an incredibly believable and realistic form of camouflage, and has the ability to travel freely without causing alarm. This is because this creature, MEB, is able to disguise itself as a bus, accurate in size to any standard bus. Reports collected across different states indicate that these creatures can mimic the form of many different types of buses, maybe even other vehicles. It is not yet known, though so far, its preferred disguise seems to be a bus, likely due to being able to carry more of its prey. It is the perfect camouflage for a built-up area, hidden in plain sight. It is able to move amongst modern society with absolute ease. Reports from the 3 survivors state that it even has a dummy driver. This sort of design has been seen in nature before. For example, in the alligator snapping turtle, which uses its tongue, that resembles a worm, as a lure to catch its prey. However, nothing so far has been seen on such a scale. It is incredibly dangerous, due to how, at home, it has quickly made itself in our towns and cities. It blends in so well, that many people would not be able to tell that there is something wrong. There is only thing we know so far that can warn potential passengers of the dangers, and how to differentiate MEB from a real and standard bus, and that is its driver. The dummy driver MEB uses, likely to have once been a living person, is now used as a puppet to give the illusion to its victims that the bus is being driven by this driver. The best way to make yourself safe, and to be sure that the bus you have boarded is not MEB, is to look at the driver. Is he or she animated, or slumped in the seat? Is their skin color metallic gray and colorless? And most importantly, and the simplest way, does the driver respond to questions? If the driver looks at you, as in moves their eyes to look at you directly, then they are likely a real person, and not a dummy driver of an MEB. If they answer any questions, or speak to you in any way, they are likely a real person. The 3 survivors of MEB all claim that the bus driver of what they thought was a standard bus, never spoke to them, and had skin of a sickly color, appearing to be dead. Though the mother and elderly man did mention they found this unusual, both assumed the driver was just tired and sick, so did not question this. It was only afterwards when they were approached by authorities, that they realized how close to death they had come. If you have any suspicions that something is not right, and that the bus you boarded may be an instance of MEB, get off immediately, and alert authorities. Once the doors close, you are in great danger, if not already dead. It is presumed that MEB uses some method to calm and sedate its passengers so that once they take a seat on the bus, they do not leave alive. It is not yet known exactly how MEB eats its prey, as this is what we currently guess happens to its victims. Some reports claim that MEB takes its prey to different locations outside its so-called hunting ground, and feeds on its prey there. Again, it is not known exactly how. Several people have theorized that MEB, when not hunting, likely rests at other locations, away from busy streets. Places that would not raise too much suspicion if spotted there, for example scrapyards, possibly large and rarely used car parks in more secluded locations, or laybys. If a person were to come across a resting MEB not on its hunting route, one might think that it is simply a bus that has either been recently abandoned, or that the driver is away temporarily, or perhaps simply pulled over for a nap. Either way, just to be safe, we encourage the public to report all buses that they find that appear abandoned, or in places they should not be. Alongside buses with drivers who do not respond verbally to questions, as this may be an MEB dummy. When it has gathered enough passengers to satisfy it, MEB will travel to a deserted and dark area where it can reveal its true form. Its body raises slightly, and what looks like the wheels of the bus unfurl to reveal that they are actually long dark legs. What looks like the roof of the bus is actually its wings, and these splits in two. It then leaps sharply upwards. It is not seen again, but it is presumed by many that MEB, despite its large size, can in fact fly. It is presumed that it flies high over the buildings, doing so only at night where it cannot be easily seen. Another update will be broadcast as soon as more information is gathered. In the meantime, do not panic. A unique number is being set up to deal with this specific case. Any concerns or sightings will be directed there. So far, this instance is believed to exist only in North America and has not spread further. It is believed that it cannot fly too far, likely due to its great weight, which is presumed to be similar to that of a real bus. Please contact local police for any potential sightings of MEB, or any suspicions of its presence. REPETE Please contact local police for any potential sightings of MEB, or any suspicions of its presence. If you are just joining us, here is a short summary of this emergency broadcast. The North America Emergency Alert System, thank you for listening. Now back to the regular scheduled program.